So, Jai Hind everybody, and I hope you are all doing fine. And I also understand that most of the students may not be present because they have their exams, and it's okay because we have people from all aspects of life, people who are working, people who have gone past the bracket of being a student, who are in colleges, who are employed elsewhere, and thank you for coming here on this platform. Uh, so it's 1300 hours now, and I'll try and take a few relevant questions wherein audio is not audible. If my audio is audible, please show me a thumbs up. Am I audible? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I would also take this opportunity to wish all my Odia brothers a very happy Utkal Divas. It was on 1st of April. Jai Hind. Jai Hind. So I'm waiting for the questions to come. If somebody wants to ask me something related to maybe martial arts for a change. Audio is very low. Okay. Where am I? I am somewhere in Europe. How is the climate? Climate in Europe is considerably better because the temperature is not as high as in India. Hello sir, where can I learn Pekiti? These days you've got people who teach martial arts in different dojos. Now Pekiti is something that originated or that evolved in Philippines, and Pekiti Trisha Kali is more of impact and edge dependent, I'll say, martial art, and that was introduced to the Indian Special Forces back in 2010 or 11, and it's a pretty effective form of martial arts. But then what you people should realize is no martial art is perfect and no martial art is complete. If I compare PTKE to a traditional form of martial art, it is a little different because martial art which is traditional is more of a way of life wherein you get into a particular kind of routine, you learn the discipline, you learn the balancing aspect of it, wherein you know and where you realize, where you are made to realize by the instructor or the master or the guru that the human body is a wonderful machine and it is capable of doing so much more than what we know or what we realize. And if you compare it to martial art which is on the lines of Krav Maga or PTKE, they are more of those kind of martial arts which are expected to be short, which are expected to be ruthless, which are expected to get you out of a situation if you encounter, and also you don't need that much amount of time that you would like to dedicate in a traditional form of martial art, let's say karate or taekwondo or wushu or kickboxing for that matter. So these martial arts which I just mentioned as a PTKE or Krav Maga, they can make you capable to tackle a situation in a shorter frame of time, but at the same time if you want to go to a certain kind of proficiency you'll have to invest more time. So that is how it is done, and then you have to be a little patient while you try and learn all these things. And yes, I think everybody should try and pick up some form of martial arts. And if you ask me, I honestly feel that martial arts should be mandatory in the curriculum, be it school, be it armed forces, be it the police academies. Anybody and everybody who's growing up, boy, girl, man, woman, or anybody who's growing up should know martial arts. That is how I feel about it. So, please tell me about territorial army recruitment in Jammu and Kashmir. I wouldn't know that. You will have to refer to Google. Google will do a better job, because I am not somebody who has the updates being received on mobile via some platform from the Indian Army about the recruitment. So I can't answer anything about the recruitment dates, their policies. I am not the right man. So, Journal of Sian, Krav Maga and Muay Thai are the best. There is no best martial art. There is no good martial art. There is no bad martial art. It is about how much are you interested to learn, and what form of martial art will suit you. What is your age wherein you are trying to learn that form of martial art, and why are you trying to learn that martial art? Jaskirat, I have heard that Shifu Kanishka teaches PT in Canada. I have tried reaching out to him, but no reply. Any tips on that? Try and reach out to somebody else. Try and pick up some other form of martial art. Go and learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Go and learn Judo. Pick up kickboxing. Fighting does not necessarily mean that you need to learn one form of martial art and restrict yourself to that. Pick up any form of martial art that is available. Go train. That will only make you better with time. So don't worry. Waiting for the questions. How are you doing? I am good as always. Thank you, Vijay Raghavan, for asking. The Alpha Beast. Are you being watched by army after your retirement? I don't know that. You will have to ask the army guys, the intelligence guys, if they are actually watching me. If they are watching me, that for my activities wherein I don't give out details or the confidential details about the army, I mean, that's beyond me for me to answer. Akshay 7. Any chance of you to join politics later? I don't think so. I'm not good in manipulating. I'm not good in managing my conversations. Not very good. Any other interesting question that I'm waiting? So could you please tell about Major Deepak Rao? He is said to have pioneered unarmed combat in Indian Army. My apologies, I don't know Major Deepak Rao, and you can't pick pioneers because martial art has been a part of the curriculum, not in a manner that we would like to, but it has always been in some form or the other. So if somebody tells that he is the pioneer, I don't know how true it is. Abhinav Singhania, sir, Jacob sir के बारे में कुछ बताओ. He's already spoken so much about his experiences, his journey on so many different platforms. What validation do you want from me? Any advices for defense aspirants? Stay honest, work hard, work smart, be respectful, be humble, be well mannered, be somebody who can people look up to, who can people try and become friends with. There is no secret jadi booty or secret concoction that I can tell you to prepare and drink if you are a defense aspirant. Keep your basics right. I think that is the best part. Vijay Raghavan, sir, since you are in the SF, you are leading a pretty difficult and a quite dangerous life too. How did you balance your family life? How did I balance my family life was all because of the kind of wife that I had. She was very understanding, very mature, and while I was in a relationship with her, I told her all the relevant things that are to be expected if somebody is to marry somebody from the special forces. And once we agreed that it can work out, and then we got married. So it is more of the credit being given to my wife because of her temperament or patience that she had during difficult times, and less of me. And as I always say, when we were out in the field areas, no news is good news, because if there is something that is bad, people will find you from any corner of the earth and give you the message. So that is how I was able to manage my life. Any last minute tips for NDA exam for all defense aspirant? Take long breaths. Don't try to learn in the last moments. Try and assimilate and absorb what you've been already preparing for the last 11, 12, 15, 18 months. And if you have a calm and composed mind in the examination hall, you will be able to bring back those things from your memory. When you see a question, it will help you get that answer from your memory if you've studied that hard. Don't try and do those last moment unnecessary addition of knowledge. It does not help. How to overcome laziness and procrastination? Ashu, I have already answered this question. You can gift yourself a tight slap on your right cheek and on the left cheek, and believe you me, you will never have these doubts. And you might also like to consider what you're losing in the meanwhile, while you are becoming lazy and you are trying to procrastinate things. Anything else? Is short-tempered behavior good for being a defense aspirant? Short temper is something that is very natural. You are either short-tempered or not, and that is beyond you. I am a guy who was very, very short-tempered, who still is short-tempered. But what you can do is you can control the output. Do not react instantly because something irritates you. Take your time, understand, assess, try and get to learn the history of why that particular thing has happened. And I think that will give you a better understanding of the situation, and then maybe you will be able to react in a better manner. Please make a video on table manners, gentleman etiquettes. It's a very long and tedious job. I'll not be able to do that because there are already so many videos on table manners. If you do a search on YouTube, you'll find that. And if you are to become an officer, there are enough instructors who can teach you the same thing. And that's not my specialty, so maybe I'll not do that. Incognito Maverick, longest sniper shot that you've ever taken or experienced with someone else. Don't need to specifics or of ops. The terrain wherein I was operating, we hardly had range for the sniper to be employed, in the manner that a sniper should be employed. And as a country, we are to learn and do a lot on long range shooting. So maybe I'll cover this concept of sniper and designated marksmanship in some other nice video. Before joining FSF, you told your family. Obviously, I told my family. It is better that you inform your people about your decision who are affected. You'll have to excuse me for a while. I have a bit of coughing. Good afternoon. Can you tell us a little more about your current status of your post-army venture? I am sorry. I'm doing a job now. I'm located somewhere in Europe, and there are other things that I would like to do. I've already started a venture which is Gearsmith. I believe most of you know about that, and it's taking some time. We'll see. How was your first experience jumping from a plane? I have a video in my Instagram. I've given a good 15-20 line write up. You can read that and you can find out how does it feel. Have you ever met Jacob Saab during serving the nation? Badrish. Badrish, you have so many questions about Major Jacob. I believe you should drop a message on his Instagram. I'm sure he'll reply back. Ankit Karal sir, how should I become like you? Please guide. Ankit Karal, you are so much better, and we have a long affiliation for at least I would say 14 years now, and there's nothing that you can learn from me now. You are already a superstar yourself. Does Indian SF capable operation like Navy SEAL Larden? Capability is defined on so many pillars. It rests on experience, skill, the amount of training, hard work, perseverance, reacting under stress. So if you ask what Indian SF is capable of, Indian SF is capable of doing anything given the right kind of situation and equipment, or the right kind of I'll say opportunities. Sure, Malik, I'll not be able to answer these questions about age, about the time that you need to pass in while you are attending your different interviews and this. Keep me out of those kind of questions because I'm not recruiting people. I was never in the recruitment department. So if you ask these questions to Google, Google will do a much better job. Ask me something about my experience or my perception. Maybe I'll try and answer it. Were you married after retirement or while serving? I retired while I was serving. Jain sir, Pratik Nath, I believe. Can we plan to have future session on basic knots? Which ones should be aware in daily lives? I believe you should know how to tie knots, not the kind of knots that a sailor would know, but at least the basic knots which will help you. Yes, I completely agree with you. It could be a flow hitch, it could be a figure of 8, it could be, I'll say, the reef knot. So yes, maybe, but then if you expect me to come on a session and tie knots and teach you, sorry, that's not going to happen. You'll have to pick it up from a ustad or from YouTube. Ankit Karal, sir, how do you maintain your calm and composure? By taking long breaths. Not a very calm and composed guy. Functional fitness or aesthetics? Functional fitness. Would you like a sword which can cut while you fight with it, or you would like to have a sword that you can display on your wall? Ask yourself. You'll get the answer. Sir, is ITBP personals are trained on the lines of an infantry unit? Some sort of, because the basic training is what? The basic training is fire and move tactics. The basic training is conducting patrols. The basic training is I'll say enabling yourself with those characteristics that can make you a soldier. So the basic training, I believe it remains the same, but then when you see the mandate of an infantry unit, it is so much more, it is so much diverse than the ITBP. That is where it differs. Is overthinking normal? If not, how to help overcome? Overthinking is absolutely normal. Depends what you're thinking, how you're thinking, when you are thinking, and all of us are different. You cannot be me, I cannot be you. I cannot run somebody who's running a kilometer under 4 minutes. I cannot do that. I cannot memorize things like so many of you who got excellent memory. I cannot draw like so many of you. I cannot swim like the experts. But then yes, I can do so many other things that I learned over a period of time. So all of us are different. So respect your individuality, respect your expertise, and try and always keep your mind open while you can try and assimilate things and learn yourself. Why not? Okay, Nike 24. Do the SF operators use MRE when out for the job? Yes, we do use MREs, but then we don't carry the complete packet of MREs. We try and segregate things which have high calorific content, which give out less smell, which require less amount of cooking. And if it's a normal training exercise, yes, we carry the complete packet and we have our MREs. Hello sir, my name is Anant Sharma. I am in 9th class right now. How should I prepare myself physically, mentally and the studies? Just do your studies what you taught in school. Try and improve your communication skills in terms of English, to be very specific. And physically, you go out and play your games. I believe that much physical effort is enough for you now. Anirudh. Sir, what were you, basically an assaultier or a sniper man? I was the team leader. So a team leader can never be the sniper man. A team leader mostly is in the assault party. That is for sure. And it is more of command and control while things are not very good. And it's less of you actually staying in the forefront. If at all times you want to be the first guy, and if you are shot down, the command and control will take some time to be regained. So that's not good for your troops. So you'll have to draw that balance between staying in the front or staying amongst those people who are in the front and trying to control things. Prince of Rockstar Bombay. I think still you are working as undercover. If I was working as undercover, you think I am so naive to come on the internet, come on Instagram and have a live session? Think. Sir, crew cut was the best. Okay. Anything that is relevant, I'll try and answer. Sir, आज geopolitics पे बोलो. Ask me about geopolitics. I'll try and reply. Sir, how can TE officer like Major Pradeep Shaurya join SF? He is not a part of the special forces. He might have had a operation with the special forces, but he is not in the regular special forces. OJAS, which is better, Navy SEAL or Indian SF? Again, a childish approach to your life. Which is better, butter chicken or kadai chicken? Which is better, this or that? How are you? What are you better in, OJAS? That is more important. Are you that better that you can go and join the SF? That is important. Who is better, who is taller, who is sharper? That doesn't help. Okay. Rachit, sir, while swimming, how to control breathe? You will have to go and learn swimming under an instructor. The instructor will be the right guy to teach you these things. These things cannot be taught online while we are in a live session. Not possible. Rajdeep Bora, sir, what kind of exercises should we be doing at hostel to maintain a proper physique amidst the busy schedule? Find a ledge, find a rod जिसमें लटक के आप chin up और pull ups कर सकते हैं. Find a ground जिसमें आप push ups कर सकते हैं. Find a place जहाँ पे आप उठा बैठक squats कर सकते हैं. I think और sit ups कर सकते हैं. I think इससे ज़्यादा आपको कुछ चाहिए नहीं करने के लिए. If you can do these 5-6 exercises, you'll be more than fit. Anirudh Sundrial, how far behind are we in terms of equipments in comparison to other SF? We are around 40, 50 years back, behind maybe 30, 40 years behind. Is British Army influence in army too much? I believe yes. I believe yes. I believe our army should have taken a fresh approach in raising a new army rather than continuing with the British legacy. उससे हम आज तक बाहर नहीं निकल पाए. ब्रिटिशर्स जो छोड़ के गए थे वो उसके आगे निकल गए because they realized that it was outdated and obsolete. But हम नहीं निकल पाए. We still are ridden or we are still under the weight of the British way of doing it. Sir, is it not good to smoke while in combat? Operational area में तो भूल जाओ smoking. You can't give out your position. Your age now and how your fitness level compared to past in SF? My age is 34 now. My fitness, if I compare it to my SF days, is around 65% of what I used to be. 60-65%. That is how I see myself. उस टाइम तो मैं I was unstoppable. No, I never served in the J&K. Mohit, is there one skill from army that you would like to implement in schools? I cannot point out one. I cannot give you the best. I cannot give you the priority one. But if I want to convey my message to people who are in school is become somebody with good manners. Become someone who is disciplined. Respect your culture that you come from, but not at the cost of disrespecting somebody. If I'm an Odia, I should be proud of what I am, proud of being an Odia, proud of being an Indian. But at the same time, I should not be trying to criticize or denigrate somebody who's from the neighboring state or some other place from my country or some other nationality, somebody who's from other nation. That should not be the approach. Nice weapon in your hand. I don't have any weapon. Cup. Sir, have you ever faced the Chinese? Faced? Yes, but I didn't face them in a manner wherein we were about to fight. Vivek Kaikini, views on real Indian culture being hidden in academics. I agree 100%. The kind of history that we read in the school, I'm not aware about the latest curriculum of the NCRT, but the kind of curriculum that we read, I think there is so much more that we could have been taught. The only thing that I read was Delhi Sultanate and the freedom struggle. So there was no India before Delhi Sultanate, or one chapter on Mohenjo-daro Harappa civilization, that they had streets which were at 90 degrees, they used toilets, and they had brick houses made of brick, and they had a common bath, and Mohenjo-daro khatam ho jata tha. Then you have history on Delhi Sultanate. ये राजा, फिर वो राजा, फिर वो राजा, फिर वो राजा, and then you'll have modern history, contemporary history. So I believe that's not right. मतलब हम इतना कुछ नहीं जानते हैं. I never had a chapter on Shivaji Maharaj, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. I never had a chapter on Lachit Barphukan. I never had a chapter on Maharana Pratap. I never had a chapter on other freedom fighters or Guptas or Mauryas in that manner which could instill the sense of pride in me of what my history was. I never had a chapter on Indian merchants and traders, because of which we had so much surplus, gold surplus, because of which we were known as Sone ki Chidiya. So much more can be done. Okay, let me see. ऑल टैक, पता आप लोग तो पता नहीं नाम भी ऐसे रखते हो कि आई डोंट नो, आई मीन व्हाट्स द फैशन इन कीपिंग सच नेम्स जो आदमी पढ़ नहीं सकता. How is the offset trooper bond in SF? How should one conduct oneself to earn respect from men? No one likes a guy who has to pull rank all the time. You don't have to pull ranks. I never pulled ranks. If you can lead your men in all aspects, if you can be physically as good, if you can be as good in firing, you can be as good in planning, you can be as good in different situations which are full of stress, which are demanding. You don't have to. You don't have to be throwing around your weight. Somebody who is not confident, somebody who's devoid of knowledge, somebody who's not capable, somebody who wants to order something which he is himself is not capable to do, will try and resort to these means. I never had to do that. Is there, Kush Yadav, is there any chance of dying during probation? Yes. Yes. If your body is not prepared, you might. Who knows? NCERT are still same. Maybe that will take some more time for us to learn. Geopolitical question, Panigrahi, Odia Bhaina. Should we start funding Balochi Liberation Army to destabilize Pak? Do you think we are not, we haven't started the process? Who knows? Sir, tell about diet plan. There's no diet plan. Eat what your grandfather was eating. Eat twice a day. Stop having unnecessary cold drinks, burgers, pizzas, street food, this food, that food. Eat dal, chawal, roti, sabzi, seasonal vegetables, seasonal fruits. Eat ghee, drink milk. I don't think you have you can get a better diet plan. What is a good leader? I've spoken so much about those qualities in my video. You can watch them. I think they'll be beneficial. Okay. Do you think the non-commissioned officers in our army are underrated? Who said they're underrated? You don't know them by staying outside. That's a different thing. हमारी फौज चल रही है हमारी जवानों की वजह से. They are our strength. If the non-commissioned officers were not that good, we would have never won the wars that we have. Kargil ho, 71 ho, 65 ho, 47 ho. Who do you think are to be credited? Our men. Our men are fearless in combat and their loyalty is unflinching. So they're not underrated. No. First combat experience. Okay. Your relation with Major Jacob. Major Jacob was my senior when he was in 11 Para SF. Just wait. So dirty mind का क्या करें, कैसे ठीक करें? Ask your mind. I have no control over your mind, and I don't know what's dirty, what's good. Mayuri 98 Jain. How much chances I have to get a PC after passing from OTA? Be like Negi. If you do well in your courses while you are commissioned as an officer, I believe you've got good chances. Sir, any regrets you have while serving in the SF, or you wish something that I could have done it handled this situation better? I don't have regrets. I believe whatever I could do in my tenure or my capability as a troop commander or a team commander, I was very satisfied, very, very contented. Can you not see the amount of satisfaction or happiness on my face most of the times I am satisfied and happy. I don't get into the mode of vengeance or negativity or no. I am not like that. जो हो गया, क्या आने वाला है उसकी प्लानिंग करो, आज क्या कर सकते हैं उस पर फोकस करो. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ईशान शर्मा, समथिंग अबाउट टाइम मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स. ओके ओके. देखो, दिन में 24 घंटे हैं, 8 घंटा नींद सोना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से, बच के 16 घंटे. अभी दिन में आप लोग 3 या 4 मील खाते हो, मैं तो 2 ही मील खाता हूँ. सो फॉर मी इट इज ओनली हाफ एन आवर ऑफ ईटिंग. डिपेंड्स आप लोग कितने बार खाते हो. मान लो 4 मील खाते हो, सो मान लेते हैं 1.5 घंटा आपका वो हो गया, खाने का हो गया. राउंड ऑफ कर लेते हैं 10 आवर्स. यू स्टिल हैव 14 आवर्स. एक्सरसाइज के लिए 2 घंटा मान लेते हैं, सुबह 1 घंटा, शाम को 1 घंटा. स्टिल लेफ्ट विद 10 आवर्स. सो और कैसा टाइम मैनेजमेंट चाहिए, उसको बांट लीजिए कि मुझे 8 घंटा पढ़ाई करना है एंड उस 8 घंटे में आप क्या करना चाहते हैं, आपकी कौन सी वीकनेस है सब्जेक्ट, उस पर ज़्यादा टाइम दीजिए. जो आपका स्ट्रेंथ है उस पर कम फोकस करिए. हैव सम रिजर्व टाइम टू लर्न आउट ऑफ योर करिकुलम, दुनिया में क्या चल रहा है. एंड आई थिंक दैट विल बी बेटर. दैट इज हाउ यू कैन डू दैट. हैव अ बोर्ड, राइट इट डाउन. एवरी टाइम यू मूव यू कैन सी आपने क्या लिखा है और आप कैसे अमल कर रहे हैं उसको. आई थिंक दैट विल हेल्प यू. हाँ ओके. हाय राउत. When is a right time to take back COK and POK? It's a very long debate. This is not the platform. Sir, you know Captain Tushar Mahajan. Tushar was a very dear friend, and we had the same foreign language while we were in the academy. We both had Arabic, and he was also a diver. Tushar मेरे से पहले वाला कोर्स करके आया था, डाइविंग कोर्स. And before Tushar actually went in for the operation, he put a message on the course group that brothers मैं अंदर जा रहा हूँ and I'll talk to you after I come outside. And he never did. Great guy. Chinese school Nagrota. What else? Your relation with Major Jacob. I think I'll have to put a photograph मेरा और जेकब सर का एक साथ. अरे जेकब सर और मैं एक यूनिट में थे, बहुत टाइम स्पेंड किया है हमने एक साथ. ट्रेवर गैंगस्टर, पता नहीं. नेक्स्ट टाइम आई एम नॉट इवन गोइंग टू रीड द नेम. आई एम फ्रॉम आर्मी बैकग्राउंड. आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम आर्मी बैकग्राउंड. Can I join special forces? Yes, why not? आर्मी बैकग्राउंड होने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Somebody who is clearing IIT एग्जाम, क्या उसके फादर IIT मतलब क्वालिफाइड हैं या IIT में कॉलेज, आई मीन वहाँ पे प्रोफेसर हैं? नहीं है. इट इज योर हार्ड वर्क, योर टेम्परामेंट, योर वे ऑफ असेसिंग थिंग्स. डोंट वरी. इफ यू आर ट्रू टू योर सेल्फ, इफ यू हैव एनफ पैशन, यू विल. Tushar was an ice person. Tushar was always calm and composed, always very happy, cheerful. He was not a fire kind of guy. I am the fire kind of guy. Tushar was very nice and good. You know Captain पवन कुमार. बहुत जूनियर था, मैं कभी मिला नहीं उससे. इंजीनियर कोर, गो टू पैरा. यस यू कैन. देयर आर सो मेनी ऑफिसर्स हु आर फ्रॉम इंजीनियर्स. लेट मी सी सम मैसेजेस इफ आई हैव. I don't see any. Smoking is allowed in the army. Yes, it's allowed in the army. Provided you don't smoke while you work, you can go to your corner and have your smoke. No problems. Shreyans Rathod, maybe you'll have to go through my Insta pages, Insta posts. Sir, can you please tell, does martial art useful in real combat? Obviously, if I get into a street fight and if the people who are trying to fight me, I don't have knives and guns, maybe I'll be able to fight 2 or 3 of them. So it does help. It gives you a lot of confidence. You would know where to hit and when to engage and when not to engage. So yes. Can tea officers join para SF? No, you cannot. Sir, can you share self rules which you follow in your life? Disciplined रहिए, अपने goals को वीकली गोल्स बनाइए, शॉर्ट टर्म गोल्स, डेली गोल्स बनाइए कि मैं इतना पानी पीऊँगा और इतना स्टेप्स चलूँगा या इतना बॉडी वेट एक्सरसाइज करूँगा. And then you have you have long term goals in terms of 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. So I think that should help you. Do you believe that discipline equals freedom? Depends which freedom are you talking of. Individual freedom, organizational freedom, or the nation's freedom. Depends which context are you speaking. And Russian way of building muscle. The Russian way is you always keep your body at a particular range जहाँ पे you can do the basic I'll say workouts. Tomorrow if somebody asks me to do a 10-kilometer run, I'll do that. If you ask me to do certain number of push-ups or pull-ups, I'll do that. You don't have to necessarily go and pump one particular muscle someday and take a 3-day rest and then do the muscle the other day. I'll speak about that in a different session maybe. Okay. How to deal with fear? आयुष खंडारी. डर हम सबको लगता है भाई, ऐसा डील क्या करना है उसको आने देना है फियर को. The thing is you don't have to run away from fear. उसको आने देना है. And when it comes, face it. How can you prepare yourself to face your fear? Is by training. So if you are trained, if you are ready, if you are confident, you'll prepare. You'll face it. And once you face it, you'll get the knack of tackling that fear. And that is it. उसके बाद आपको नहीं लगेगा डर. Infinity B. I'm a software engineer. I always admire your insights, being an responsible person. Thank you. So do you follow SEALs like Joko Willink and David Goggins? Yes, I do. Yes. I would like to follow people from special forces who come from different parts of the world. I would like to know their insight. I would like to know how do they feel about a particular topic or a subject. I would like to learn from their experiences. I firmly believe that. Any animal or ghost? I never encountered ghosts. Animals, yes, bears, deers, wild boars, elephants, so many more. I'll have to remember all of them. What else? How do you overcome failure? By not giving up. Simple. You try something, you don't achieve. Now it depends how serious you are about that. If you want to achieve that really, if you're really that serious in achieving that, you'll not stop. It is relentlessly trying again and again and again. Tips on knock knees. No tips. Not a doctor would know that. Medical problems का अगर आप मेरे को पूछेंगे, मैं आपकी मदद नहीं कर पाऊंगा, क्योंकि मैं डॉक्टर नहीं हूँ, मैं कोई कोच नहीं हूँ, मैं फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट नहीं हूँ। आप पैसे खर्च करिए, फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट के पास जाइए, डॉक्टर्स के पास जाइए, उनका ओपिनियन लीजिए, उन्होंने इतनी पढ़ाई की है, इतने क्वालिफाइड हैं, दे विल बी इन अ बेटर पोजिशन टू हेल्प यू आउट। So do you follow Tactical Rifleman? I believe yes. I follow them on YouTube. Tactical Rifleman. The guy is a ex Green Beret, and they do a pretty good job in educating the concepts. What is the commonality among the SFs of the world? Relevant question. The commonality is that we are strong here. We are the strongest here. And the second commonality is we are very, very professional. With the least amount of resources, least amount of time given for planning, we'll still do the job for you. And the kind of soul that we have, that is the commonality. Do facing embarrassing situations repeatedly makes you mentally tough? Why do you have to get into a situation that is embarrassing? अनजाने में हो जाए, it's a different thing. But why would you like to get into a situation जहाँ पे आपका control नहीं है, which can land you in a place or a situation which is not, I'll say, good for you? Get out of it. Don't do that. Sir, what workout you do in a gym? It is mostly lower body workout. If at all I have the chance, I do some bicep curls, I do some pull-ups, chin-ups, lunges, squats. यही और क्या कर? See, many a time you people ask me how to increase mental strength. भैया वो आत्मा वाली चीज है. If I take a piece of, let's say, knife, if I take a knife and I cut my hand, it'll pain, खून बहेगा, दर्द होगा. अब उसी सिचुएशन में अब कोई मेरे जैसा आदमी होगा who will not react. दर्द तो हो रहा है, but I'll not give up or I'll not give in to the pain and try and come out with expressions कि मर गया, दर्द हो रहा है and all that. And at the same time, somebody will give up. He will succumb to that pain. मर गया, बचाओ, मुझे ये हो रहा है, मुझे वो हो रहा है. अब वो तो आत्मा वाली चीज है भाई. I don't know whether I was born with that kind of atma or is it my subconsciousness has accepted that I can be that warrior जो मेरा alter ego है. अब उसका कोई ready-made answer, I don't think there is some ready-made answer. If you convince yourself that you can go through that pain, you can go through that suffering, I believe you can. I think you can't, if you can't convince yourself enough कि आप उस प्रॉब्लम को झेल सकते हो या उस पेन को सह सकते हो, फिर you'll give up. आपको फिर हर छोटी चीज वो लगेगी, आपको हर छोटा चीज ऐसा लगेगा कि ये बहाना ठीक है, यहाँ गिव अप कर लेता हूँ. डिपेंड्स कि गिव अप करना है आपके खून में या आपके जहन में या आपकी आत्मा में या नहीं है. मेरे में तो नहीं है, तो मैं नहीं करता गिव अप. दैट इज हाउ आई सी इट. What was the hardest decision you ever had to make? The hardest decision was me saying thank you to the army. Training 7 years in Sainik School, 3 years in NDA, 1 year in IMA, 11 साल, and 11 years in the army. Served for 11 years in the army. So moving out was the most difficult decision that I had to make. Whether it was right or wrong, that's a separate question. But standing on that edge and making that decision कि मुझे अब रहना है या नहीं है was, I believe, very, very important and crucial. Any operational experience which gave learning for life? The important lesson is कल क्या होगा पता नहीं, अगला मोमेंट क्या होगा पता नहीं. You might do, you might prepare for an op in 100 different ways, एंड व्हेन यू आर एक्चुअली इन दैट ऑपरेशन वो 101 वाला कुछ कंटिजेंसी हो जाएगा. सो एंजॉय, लिव, I'll say cherish the life that you have while you are wherever you are. Branded clothing or not, big restaurant or not, car or not, watch or not. I bought a watch when I was in NDA. मेरे पास 12 तक घड़ी नहीं थी. I couldn't afford. It does not matter. What matters is how do you find that happiness. मटेरियलिस्टिक चीजों का कोई एंड नहीं है. सो डू यू फाइंड दैट हैप्पीनेस विद इन? आर यू सेटिस्फाइड? आई बिलीव दैट्स द बेस्ट थिंग दैट यू कैन डू. डू यू फॉलो और प्रैक्टिस एनी मार्शल आर्ट? नाउ प्रेजेंटली नो, बट आई हैड माई नायर सर, जय हिंद. आई हैड माई training in taekwondo, I had my training in boxing, I had my training in PTKE, I had my training in BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So मुझे उतनी फाइटिंग आती है जिससे मैं अपने लेवल का झगड़ा मैनेज कर सकूं. आई एम नॉट somebody who is an expert जो लोगों को सिखा सकता है, बट yes, I look forward to that kind of life जहाँ पे मैं जाके कुछ सीखूं और उस लेवल का सीखूं कि मैं किसी को सिखा पाऊं as an instructor. So yes. What else? Sir, Uri movie rightly present SF way of life. I'll say I've not seen Uri, but जैसे मैंने उसके कुछ सीक्वेंस देखे हैं जिसमें वो चिल्ला रहे हैं या वो कर रहे हैं, I'll say 25% of what we actually are. बाकी I can't comment much. मैंने वो मूवी नहीं देखी है. Movies are always supposed to be an exaggeration, no? तभी तो मूवी बनेगी. It's not a documentary. You're supposed to go and enjoy it in the theater. Naveen, do you ever feel in combat that you are done here? Didn't get the context that you're asking me. Done for what? कि थक गया हूँ combat से या मरने वाला हूँ? Maybe you'll have to reframe your question. Can you tell what you think while doing your probation, especially doing long run? जब मैं दौड़ता था पिट्ठू डाल के तो मैं अपने पुराने दिनों में चला जाता था. पुराने दिन दोस्तों के साथ क्या करते थे या फ्यूचर में कि मुझे आगे क्या करना है. What after this 30 kilometer run, or what after this 60 kilometer run? What is waiting is hot food. What is waiting is the satisfaction that you could do that. What is waiting is you going a level up in reaching that maroon beret, or the satisfaction that you've done something that is extraordinary. So depends. Breathing exercises with workout, it's a 100% thing. But because if you work out without the proper breathing sequence, it's not as good. उसका कोई लॉजिक आप ऑप्टिमाइज नहीं कर पाएंगे, बिकॉज द कंप्लीट सिस्टम इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द ब्रीदिंग इन एंड ब्रीदिंग आउट, एंड द मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज ब्रीदिंग आउट, वेर यू फ्लश आउट द CO2. ब्रीद इन तो बॉडी अपने आप कर लेता है. तो आई थिंक दैट इज व्हाट वी शुड focus on, breathing out. Vikrant, no, I am not from the 9 parasif. My unit does not have 4 Ashok chakras. I am from 11 parasif. Sir, one lifetime memorable time while in SF. Every moment is memorable. Were you allowed to leave that easily? No, I was not. It's not very easy to move out. Someone mentioned breathing excessive. Practice Wim Hof method. Practice your yoga. आई थिंक दैट विल टेक केयर ऑफ योर कंप्लीट थिंग. सुबह उठ के आप स्ट्रेचिंग करके योगा करिए आधा घंटा. डू द सीक्वेंस ऑफ एक्सरसाइजेज दैट योर गुरुज हैव बीन propagating since thousands of years, hundreds of years. Because whatever form of breathing whoever is modifying now is all coming from the Indian way of breathing. You have to understand that. I don't believe, I don't remember his complete name, but again a very highly esteemed man. I believe it is Rickson Gracie. He also has some form of breathing that he's come out with a book. The Brazilian demigod, I'll say, Mr. Gracie. So, but then again, if you trace back the roots, it'll go back to the Indian way of breathing, and they have modified it in some manner or the other. Amit Rajput, as I've told you, I wouldn't know about the exams, the dates, the standards, the parameters. I wouldn't know about them. ये सारे अलग. आर्मी एक छोटा वो नहीं है, एक छोटा आई विल से वर्टिकल नहीं है. सो मेनी डिपार्टमेंट, सो मेनी पीपल रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ सो मेनी अदर डिपार्टमेंट्स. सर हैव यू सीन न्यू मूवी द कॉन्ट्रैक्टर? नहीं भाई, मैंने नहीं देखा. व्हाट आर योर व्यूज ऑन क्रिया योगा? मैं नाम से तो नहीं बोल पाऊंगा क्रिया योगा क्या है, बट भैया मैं तो सुबह उठ के 1 घंटा स्ट्रेचिंग करता हूँ, 40 मिनट से 1 घंटा. एंड आई डू सम आइसोमेट्रिक एक्सरसाइजेस, एंड उसके अलावा आई डू सम 20-30 मिनट्स का ब्रीदिंग. दैट इज हाउ आई स्टार्ट माई डे. बिकॉज मेरे में इतनी इंजरीज है, आई जस्ट कैनॉट गेट अप, डू सम 5 मिनट्स का वार्म अप एंड गो फॉर अ रन. आई डू माई रनिंग इन द इवनिंग. स्वैगी विस्की सर आर इन ओडिशा. ये साला, I mean, apologies for my word. You either ask me in Odia or ask me in English. Na mu Odisha re nahi hai be. If you want me to reply back in Odia. Sir, can you tell me about your Maverick badge? I don't have a Maverick badge. I have a Snowline badge. I was not in the special group, but I was in SFA for some time. Is it mandate to inform about the undercover operations to PM or Ministry of Defense? Didn't get your question. Who informs who? मैं समझ नहीं पाया. People who want to ask me in Hindi, you can just type it in Roman. I'm good with Hindi. ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे हिंदी में जवाब देना पसंद नहीं है या मैं जानता नहीं. You want to ask me something in Odia, I'll reply in Odia. Karan Madan, Jai Hind sir, would love to host you in Dubai. आऊँगा, दुबई आऊँगा and I'll see how good are you as a host. Thank you for the invitation. The more humble you are, the more good human being you are. I learned it from you. I'm happy that you could learn that, and I'll be happier if you can exercise that part in your life. Sir, is it necessary to meditate, going and work out daily calms and clarifies your mind when I do not? See, nothing is necessary, nothing is mandatory. If you can do that every day, it is very, very nice. If you can't do it every day, it is still okay. If you can find some time, you can find that time and do that. कोई चीज मैंडेटरी नहीं है कि ये करने से वो होगा, वो करने से ये होगा. और जैसे आपके यूट्यूबर जो आपका उल्लू बनाते हैं, दे मेक फूल्स आउट ऑफ यू, कि आप ये एक्सरसाइज करिए आपका पेट का फैट कम हो जाएगा, आप ये एक्सरसाइज करिए आपका यहाँ का फैट कम हो जाएगा. स्पॉट रिडक्शन नहीं होता. या तो बॉडी से चर्बी जाएगी तो हर तरफ से जाएगी. आई अग्री. पहले किसी के फैट रिजर्व्स यहाँ होते हैं, किसी के फैट रिजर्व्स ग्लूट्स में होते हैं, किसी के फैट रिजर्व्स थाई में होते हैं. बट व्हेन यू स्टार्ट टू लूज वेट, यू विल सी दैट लूजिंग एवरीवेयर. आप ये एक्सरसाइज करिए आपकी यहाँ फैट कम हो जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं होता. स्पॉट रिडक्शन नहीं होता. आप समझ रहे हैं? सो यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट कॉन्सेप्ट. क्षत्रिय 756 सर, आर्मी की रैली कब आएगी? आर्मी की रैली अभी आने में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, और मुझे लग रहा है कि इंडियन आर्मी अपनी स्ट्रेंथ कम कर रही है. बिकॉज द पीपल दे से कि हमारे पास पैसा कम है और बहुत सारा पैसा पेंशन और अन्य एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव पर्पस के लिए यूज हो रहा है, और हम अपने आर्मी को टेक्निकली एडवांस नहीं बना पा रहे हैं. सो जो मुझे लग रहा है वो आर्मी अपनी नफरी स्ट्रेंथ कम कर रही है. सो लेट्स वेट. पता नहीं कब आएगा अगला भर्ती. आप एसएसबी कितने अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर करे थे? मैं लकी था, मैं पहले अटेम्प्ट में ही कर गया था, और मैं हार्ड वर्किंग भी था. हाई ब्रिफिट, हाई. क्या बात. अरे भाई ये तीसरा सेशन है. जो थोड़ा बहुत आता है जब लोग पूछते हैं तो आई ट्राई एंड रिप्लाई बैक. व्हाट्स द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द लाइफस्टाइल ऑफ एन एयरफोर्स ऑफिसर एंड एन आर्मी ऑफिसर? जमीन आसमान का अंतर है. देयर स्पेशलिटी इज flying if they're in the flying department. Our specialty is in operational areas if you're in the fighting arms. How are the mechanics faring out, sir? Mechanics का यूज अभी हुआ नहीं है. अभी वापस इंडिया जाके उसका करेंगे यूज. मेरी एनडीए की एग्जाम है सर, थोड़ा जोश टाइप टिप दे दो. जोश अपने अंदर से लाओ यार. मेरे टिप्स देने से क्या होगा? मोमेंट्री होगा, फिर खत्म हो जाएगा, फिर ढूंढोगे जोश कहीं और बाहर से. फाइंड दैट सोर्स ऑफ योर जोश इनसाइड. इफ यू कैन फाइंड इट इन योर सोल, यू विल नेवर रिक्वायर एनीथिंग और एनीबडी टू कम एंड गिव यू दैट पेप टॉक. नहीं चाहिए आपको फिर किसी का टॉक. व्हाट इज एजुकेशन क्वालिफिकेशन फॉर पैरा एसएफ जवान? नॉर्मल, आपका 10th पास. व्हाट इज योर थॉट्स अबाउट TOD, टूर ऑफ ड्यूटी? मैं समझ नहीं पाया. डिडंट गेट योर क्वेश्चन. So I'll not be able to answer. Any chance of meeting you someday? Obviously मैं कोई सुपरस्टार थोड़ी ना हूँ कि मेरे को मीटिंग से पहले you'll have to fix an appointment with my secretary and all that. Obviously we'll meet. What are your plans for second innings? I'm already in the second innings. What kind of music do you listen? I generally listen to I'll say Kumar Sanu and Mohammad Rafi and Kishore Kumar. Modern singers में I listen to Papon, I listen to Kunal Ganjawala, I listen to Mohit Chauhan. English में I listen to Backstreet Boys, Eminem, Queens, Pink Floyd. So that is what I listen. Sir, what is the reason for so much injury you have? The reason is, unfortunately हमारे organization में technical approach नहीं है कि स्ट्रेचिंग कितनी देर होनी चाहिए, कैसी होनी चाहिए, किस लेवल तक स्ट्रेस एक्सर्ट करना चाहिए, कहाँ पे यू शुड टेक अ कॉल कि यहाँ रुक जाओ, एंड किस हिसाब का डाइट होना चाहिए. द काइंड ऑफ रूटीन दैट वी हैड इन एसएफ, हम तो शायद 5000 कैलोरीज खाने से भी कम है, बट नोबडी डज दैट. दीज टेक्निकल सपोर्ट तो है ही नहीं कि जो रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट होना चाहिए, R&D होनी चाहिए कि क्या किस टाइप का खाना होना चाहिए, किस लेवल की प्रिपरेशन होनी चाहिए, वो है ही नहीं. सो व्हेन यू डोंट हैव द टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टीज, तो क्या करोगे आप? जब तक चल रहा है आप चलाते रहोगे, देन यू हैव अ ब्रेकडाउन. अब ब्रेकडाउन होने के बाद फिर प्रॉब्लम है, बिकॉज यू टेक टाइम एंड एफर्ट टू कम बैक टू योर ओन सेल्फ. What one particular thing a civilian should learn from army other than discipline? Selflessness, if I am to say. अपने अहम, अपना स्वार्थ, अपना फायदा, उसके बियॉन्ड देख पाने की काबिलियत. तानिया, if I am answering, if you getting my answer. Most of the time I see people, they are busy. मेरा स्वार्थ, मेरा भलाई, मेरा टास्क, मेरा आई, मी, माई सेल्फ. कभी उसके बियॉन्ड देखने की कोशिश करिए कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, स्टेट, डिस्ट्रिक्ट, कंट्री, उसका भला कैसा होगा, ह्यूमैनिटी का भला कैसा होगा. आई बिलीव दैट यू कैन लर्न. Ha 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 ha. Few years down the line, you have your own podcast set up, sir. Talk about the transfiguring life of combat, alpine expedition, higher forms of consciousness. Panzer, I'll take that recommendation, and I'll try and do that. I'll try and do that if I have time. Can I join RNW as a normal citizen of India? I think you can, and I also think if you do a Google search, you'll have better. So, do you know about Operation Red Wings? I believe I know about Operation Red Wings, जहाँ पे the Delta Force had to, you know, see failure. They didn't. I believe it was the first operation that the Delta Force was given. उनका fiasco हुआ. The helicopters crashed in the desert, and it was not very good for them. But then you see where Delta Force is today. First operation not successful. Everybody wanted to question their credibility, and you see where they are today, amongst the best special forces in the world. As I always say, never give up, and persevere and hang on and be resilient, and you will achieve what you want to achieve. Do you have any bullet injury? Fortunately or unfortunately, no, I don't have any bullet injuries. So I'll take one last question, and I'll answer it, and then I'll say thank you to all before I sign off. What are the precautions we have to take while running, because there is always a risk of some medical injuries which are rejected in. This is a misconception in your head. We humans were always designed to run. हम पहले 4 पैरों पे थे, 4 से 2 पैरों पे आए. हमारे ankle जो सबसे complex joint है, I believe there are 26 bones in your ankle. They were modified and we evolved in that manner because we were supposed to run. We were supposed to run and walk and hunt and forage and find our food. वो हमने कुछ लाख सालों तक किया before we learned the art of agriculture. So if you want to run, I don't think you will ever hurt yourself. How you can hurt yourself is going too fast too early. If you give your body adequate time to warm up while you walk, while you do a slow jog, and then go for a run subsequently, I think yes. But if you want to do a competitive form of running, जिसमें आपने डायनामिक स्ट्रेचिंग नहीं किया है, जिसमें आपकी बॉडी की कंडीशनिंग उस लेवल की नहीं है, एंड यू सडनली स्टार्ट और यू ट्राई एंड रन फास्ट और यू ट्राई एंड कवर मोर नंबर ऑफ किलोमीटर्स, देन यू आर गोइंग टू हर्ट योरसेल्फ. पहले तो आदमी यार नंगा पैर दौड़ता था. आज भी जो बेस्ट रनर्स हैं, रारामुरी रनर्स हैं, देयर इज अ नाइस बुक बॉर्न टू रन. मैं आई विल रिकमेंड यू पीपल टू रीड दैट बुक एज वेल. मैं कर नहीं पाया, पीपल आर आस्किंग अबाउट बुक्स. सो यू सी, वो एक साथ 400 किलोमीटर दौड़ जाते हैं वो लोग पहाड़ों में, ट्रेल रनिंग में. एंड इमेजिन इफ दे कैन रन 400 किलोमीटर्स. हम लोग यहाँ 40 किलोमीटर मैराथन दौड़ के हम छाती पीटते हैं कि हमने बहुत बड़ा वो किया, मतलब अचीव कर लिया कुछ. एंड हम दौड़ते हैं अंडर आर्मर में, नाइकी में, ब्रुक्स में, एंड अदर ब्रांड्स ऑफ गुड शूज. एंड देखो वो लोग एक सिंपल एक लेदर सैंडल या पता नहीं टायर से कटा हुआ सैंडल पहनते हैं, एंड दे रन 400 किलोमीटर्स, 350 किलोमीटर्स. So human body is an amazing machine. The fun or the credit lies in learning the technicality, going slow, going steady, and understanding your body, rather than looking from some YouTube influencer कि ऐसा कर दो वैसा हो जाएगा और 30 दिन में ये कम हो जाएगा और 6 महीने में वो हो जाएगा. Don't see the old ways of doing things. See how they were successful. See how Gama Pehलवान was. He never went to a gym. मैंने पहले भी बताया है. See how he was. Don't look for shortcuts. मैं आज के लड़कियों को ये बताना चाहता हूँ. Younger generation, everything is on Google. Everything is fast. Everything is available so easily. हमें आदत पड़ गई है कंफर्ट की. हमें आदत पड़ गई है जल्दी पता करने की, जल्दी सीखने की. जल्दी से बॉडी बना लूँ, एक फ़ोटो खींच के इंस्टाग्राम पे डाल दूँ, यू नो, लोग मेरे फ़ैन बन जाएंगे एंड आई विल हैव पीपल हु विल रिस्पेक्ट मी. ये जल्दी का काम इज नॉट गुड. जल्दी से 2 मिनट में मैगी बना लेता हूँ, जल्दी से 2 मिनट में फास्ट फूड खा लेता हूँ. दैट जल्दी वाला बिजनेस इज नॉट गुड. सो see what your ancestors were doing. They've been successfully doing it for 5, 7, 8,000 years, and draw lessons from that. You'll be in a much better position. Mental health, physical health, सब अच्छा रहेगा. And with that, I'll say thank you to the people who were here on the live session, and I will save this session. It can benefit a few people who were not actually present, and I'll try and have another session answering a few more questions that I can address. I cannot address your medical issues, and I cannot address issues related to the recruitment. So have a great weekend, people, and stay happy and stay positive. Jai Hind and Namaskar.